It finished Marlow 3, Wimborne Town 3 at the Alfred Davis Memorial Ground here today on a very heavy pitch in front of a disappointing crowd. Simon Brown went with Patrick O'Flaherty in goal, back four of Daniel O'Sullivan, Scott Arnold, Tom Biles and Billy Maybury. A midfield of Jack Lupton, Sam Baston, Louis Kellaway and Ant Waters, and up front James Stockwell along with Mark Ford. And Wimborne got off to a decent start and were on the front foot. Marlow's efforts not helped by a very early yellow card on 5 minutes by from their number 7 Devontae Romeo, who was to prove a real thorn in the flesh of Wimborne all afternoon. Wimborne went ahead on 13th minute when Mark Ford was put through and he took it past the keeper and calmly slotted it home, I think with his right foot. 1-0 Wimborne. The lead only lasted 4 minutes. A deflected shot from Jason Downs at the other end, putting the home side level 1-1 after 17 minutes. Marlow picked up their second yellow card 4 minutes later, and it was Phil John who got that one. I think he was the Marlow skipper today. And Marlow took the lead on 26 minutes with a good goal. Tricky number 10, who's Jordan Brown on the left, put in a really good cross, initially given as an own goal and then subsequently credited to Chris Ovenden. So 2-1 down and Marlow had turned it round. But in this topsy-turvy game, Wimborne came back and equalised on 30 minutes through Rob Baston. A good long pass from skipper Scott Arnold found Baston and he controlled it nicely and beat the keeper. Half time 2-2 then, and anybody's game, but one thing was sure, we thought there was going to be more goals in the second half. Defence is definitely not on top today. Ryan Murray came on for Daniel O'Sullivan for the Magpies at half time, but they fell behind 11 minutes into the second period when a penalty was given for handball, and Marcus Ealing stroked it home to put them ahead 3-2. I've written down on 61 minutes, poor defensive work on the left from Wimborne allowed a cross in, and how Ealing didn't make it 4-2 only he knows. Billy Maybury showing up really well at this stage, and on 73 minutes he put Mark Ford free, but the keeper managed to block Fordy's effort. Taylor Leonard came on for Tom Biles on 77 minutes. And 78 minutes, a minute later, the Marlow substitute Jordace Holder Spooner should have made it 4-2, but his shot went wide. Sam Baston went off and Sam Old came on in 78 minutes, and Wimborne eventually equalised in 83 minutes. Really good ball from Scott Arnold out to Billy Maybury. Billy Maybury did really well, beat his mark who got into the box, was pulled down, referee pointed to the spot, and it was Mark Ford who stepped up to make it 3-3. Last 5 or so minutes, torrid for Wimborne Town, and we could have conceded, but the defence held firm. And we got what at the end of the day was a good point. Defence was a little bit run ragged by the fast and tricky Marlow forwards, but in the end I think a draw was a reasonable result. Onward and upward. Next game for Wimborne at North Lee on Wednesday. Simon Brown with me after today's 3-3 draw at Marlow. Simon, your thoughts?
Yeah, good point away from home. I think probably for the neutral they might say that we perhaps rode our luck a little bit in the second half, but overall I think with the chances we created in the first half, I was sort of disappointed that we didn't get we didn't kick on, and we did. And Marlow were probably the better side in the second half. Don't think you can argue too much about that. They've got some pace up front and a little bit of trickery, and it caused us problems. Having said that, the goals we conceded were a deflected shot, which was very unfortunate and cruel on Pat. The second one
changed the momentum.
It did. The second one was a reasonably well worked goal from their point. I was a bit disappointed with our tracking the runners, and then their third one was on another day those aren't given. It's hit Scott. I don't doubt it hit him on the arm, but from a yard away, and he's not put his arms up in the air. That was a little bit harsh. So
it didn't look in an unnatural position.
No, that's what they say. Yeah. So I mean, I'm pleased, obviously, with the point. It's slightly different emotion to last week, and yet the outcome is exactly the same. Bishop's Cleeve were there for the taking last week, and we didn't, and we ended up, getting a point out of it. And yet we've only got a point today. Yeah. I feel a lot better about it. We made a few changes the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes to try and get that goal, and we got it. And yeah, I think a lot of people probably from the home team were talking about the referee's performance as much as anything else, which was different to say the least.
Yes, well, I could say a lot about the referee, but one thing I didn't like is there was long gaps in the play, long hold-ups in the play, and it's got to keep flowing. I mean, it's an entertainment after all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a couple of them. Scott Arnold picked up a booking for the most innocuous challenge ever, and then their number 4 had already been booking, flying in head first on Jack Lupton, the clearest yellow card you've ever seen. Yellow card, red card off. And
had he not been yellow card?
Well, and that's not a reason not to give
Absolutely
somebody
not.
a yellow card. But
their number 7 was a tricky guy. He gave us trouble all
they're
day,
two wide guys. Yeah, bit of pace about them, bit of trickery. They're good lads. And the number 8 I thought was quite good in the centre midfield. And the decision to substitute him as opposed to the number 4 refused to come off was a bit baffling, and it nearly came back to haunt them when he should have got sent off a couple of minutes later.
On our side, Billy Maybury was my man of the match. I thought he had a solid professional performance. Did well to get the penalty at the end.
Billy played well. I thought Scotty played well as well.
He did.
Actually.
He played very, very well.
But a pretty solid game. When you say that, the 2 defenders have played well, and yet we conceded 3 goals.
I know.
I think probably apart from the second goal, there wasn't really a lot that they could have done about that. There's some encouraging performances. I've said to the lads, I'm going to be hard. I know I'm going to demand lots of them if they want to continue playing Southern League football. They've got to be getting themselves up to that level. And there's some half decent performances and something to build on.
Okay, Simon, thanks for your time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.